Speaking of the broader market, let's talk about Hood. Okay, so let's get a little bit of analysis right here in Hood. So I've been getting a lot of questions. Is Hood buy the dip yet? What do you guys think about Hood? And where is the growth prospects for Hood looking at? So I do want to spend a couple minutes on this because I have some thoughts here. I think I understand Robinhood better than most people on the planet. And I say that with a level of confidence because I studied it deeply, like deeply last year. It's the reason I made a lot of money off the ticker. It's the reason I think I will make a lot of money on the ticker over the next decade. I just think I understand this company very well. I've seen a lot of people be very excited to get into Hood because this is their opportunity because they feel like they missed the run, which is fair. The problem is, and this comes from like deeply understanding the company, it might be a little too early. So Robinhood right here is trading at a 32 PE and grew over 100% year over year. So Roy right here says, if you're waiting for a sale, this is it. And I don't disagree. I don't think that this is a bad time to get into Hood or at least start a DCA. One of the reasons I think I understand Hood better than a lot of other people is because I understand Hood's historical trajectory and what has happened with the company during these types of moments. Now, what do I mean? If you've actually researched their past, in 2021 Q3, Robinhood put up one of the best quarters ever when it came to crypto. They made over $235 million alone in that quarter just off crypto. This quarter they did $350 million, which is just insane. But that quarter they did $230 million. A lot of the argument I'm hearing from people on buying the Hood dip is, well, Robinhood benefits off the volatility. So even if people are selling stocks in crypto, they're the toll booth. They're collecting all that money, so therefore they're still going to do well. That is correct in the short term. The problem is the long-term effect of that is still net bearish for Hood. And this is where I think people are getting the Hood thesis wrong. And I can be pretty damn objective here because I'm very bullish about it, but I also know the company is simply not that diversified when it comes to their business model. And this is why I think I've been saying for the past 2 years, Hood is a proxy on the bull market. If we're not in a bull market, at least in the short term, Hood is not that same proxy. After that Q3 2021 earnings, when Hood had $230 million off crypto, it was their highest level of revenue they ever generated off crypto. The stock went up for like a week and then it proceeded to tank. And the reason it proceeded to tank is because the market realized, oh, that's when I think Bitcoin was like topping at 60,000 or whatever in 2021. The market realized, oh, Bitcoin just topped. A lot of people made a lot of money off of it. Now, once Bitcoin goes bearish and people stop trading crypto and alt season is not that exciting, meme coins are not that exciting, Solana, Ethereum, they're seen as scams and like no one cares about Bitcoin anymore. People are not going to be trading crypto as much. If people are not trading crypto as much, those trading volumes, which is the far majority of Robinhood's trading revenues in Q4, those go away or those substantially decrease. I mean, Q3, they did 15 billion of trading volumes. Q4, they did 70 billion. I don't think they're going to do 70 billion again. I don't think they're going to do as little as 15 billion. But if that number comes down dramatically, so does their earnings growth. If you have less people trading, you have less users, you have less net deposits, you have less assets under custody. I mean, everything on Robinhood pretty much goes to shit, quite frankly, if you don't have people that are engaged and energized in the markets. You have less margin interest. You have less people taking out loans from Robinhood to be able to use to trade. Like, everything goes down. And so from that perspective, I have not bought the Hood dip yet because I am not convinced that Bitcoin is going to be able to sustain these levels. And so far, Bitcoin going below 90K has kind of been proving that thesis correct. And I'm not fully convinced that the S&P is bottoming at 597 if the rest of the market is taking a little bit of a hit. So I'm just being patient here. I have enough Robinhood where I kind of don't care if it makes a round trip to 65 and I didn't buy the dip. But obviously, I would love to buy the dip. I'm just wondering, how bad does the dip get? And it's not really wanting to be greedy here. Maybe it's wanting to be a little bit greedy because I have a lot, so I don't need to be super energetic to begin DCAing. But rather, again, those trading volumes go down immediately. Like, it happens overnight if people stop trading. That's just the nature of this business. Unfortunately, Robinhood is not as diversified as a financial services company, and it's just something we have to be honest about. They need the bull market to continue. So I do believe in their innovation. I believe in their growth. I believe in a lot of their products, but I also think that there will be a moment where if people stop trading, Robinhood doesn't do as well, and that means this asset gets even more attractively priced. Now, people are saying, oh, well, it's trading at a 32 PE, growing 100% year over year, therefore it's already incredibly cheap. I agree. The problem is, will they continue growing at 100% year over year? Will they even keep growing at 50% year? Because if they're not, that PE does not look that attractive either. So to me, I mean, if you don't have a massive Hood position, nibbling here is not a bad thing. But if you've been in this thing for a while and you want a really attractive price, like, I mean, even if I'm management, right, and I'm thinking back of buying back my stock, if I was Jason Warnick, the CFO, I would wait to see what happens with Bitcoin over the next month. Because if Bitcoin tanks back down to 80K, 75K, yeah, Robinhood's not going to be at 49. It'll probably be in the low 40s, if not in the high 30s. And if that's the case, that price gets even more attractive when it comes to buybacks. So those are my thoughts on Hood. I would not be surprised to see this reverse and go back to 50, 55. I would also not be surprised to see this go down to 45 and below. I think I get a lot more excited at 45 or below, but we're going to have to see kind of how this plays out over the coming months and see what happens with Hood.